What's up, everybody?
What's up?
It's your boy Blitz.
And I'm your boy Bliggity, 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 Blur.
What was that?
I don't know.
What was bliggity, bliggity, bliggity?
I thought I was just,
You sound like a slinky coming down the stairs. Where's the energy at, man?
Slinky.
Yeah, I was like, bliggity,
Bliggity, Bliggity, Blur.
Anyway.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of GCE News. This
What?
is kind of a... DMX over here. This one is kind of a special edition because this one, we normally cover 3 of the hottest games, but this time we're just going to stick to one particular subject, and that subject is what?
The Steam Deck.
Oh,
Deck.
What's the...
Deck.
The Steam...
Deck.
Yeah, the Steam... Okay. Woosah. Yo, we're covering the Steam Deck now.
We know it's about what?
It's a couple of videos out there about it already, but you haven't heard our piece on it. So, my boy Blur here is our resident tech head when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Really
He's all
not.
into the,
I really am not.
the OLEDs, the LEDs, the CDs, the CD-ROMs, the Quick Quote Pros, and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna jump into it and give you our take on what's going on with this thing. Give our take on it, what we think about it as normal everyday gamers, not some big corporate sponsored gaming channel. We're gonna give you like the poor man's version of it. You ready?
Poor man's version.
Yeah, let's
Poor man gaming.
No. Anyway, so where we gonna start?
We're just gonna
Price point.
Go down the list, and to give you our thoughts. The Steam Deck is gonna come in 3 versions. It's gonna start at price point at $400, $530 for the mid tier, and $650 or $649. It'd be, I think, $529 and $399 respectively. For the lowest tier, $399, mid tier, $530 or $529, and the premium tier is $650. And the storage option is going to be 64 gigs for the lowest,
For the $400.
for the lowest price point, 256 gigs for the mid tier, and for the high tier it's going to be 512.
Yeah.
So pretty
512
much, in line. I mean, everybody's looking at the $399 price point. Now, the processor in all of them is going to be the AMD APU. It's going to be AMD. The CPU is going to be Zen 4, 2.4 to 3.5 gigahertz, up to 448G flops of FP32. The GPU is going to be an 8 RDNA 2 PCU up to 1.0 to 1.6 gigahertz. Basically, it's going to be a decent processor.
So in layman's terms,
processor.
it's a pretty decent processor.
Yeah,
not the bottom of the barrel, but not.
It's about the same as if you talk about PS4 or Xbox. I think Xbox One.
Yeah.
It's about into that.
Which is not a bad processor.
No, it's not a bad processor. You can the RAM is 16 gigabytes of DDR, 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM, which is pretty decent. It's not bad. It's maybe 3 or last current gen computers use the DDR5. That DDR5, so it's pretty decent. The games you get to play, what they're saying is you get to play your entire Steam library.
So with that being said, okay, so the entire...
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm not done yet. We have, it comes with motion controls. You get to play your entire Steam library. You get the TV dock, but that's sold separately. I wish that was included in the box, but that's sold separately. Display size is 7-inch touchscreen. It's 1280 by 800 pixel per inch, and the aspect ratio is 16:10 aspect ratio. Bluetooth, yes. It does have a micro SD slot, yes. And battery, now this is the thing, battery is going to be between 2 to 8 hours. When they did the battery test on it, they used like a 10-year-old game, I think it was Portals, which got about 4 hours. So We want to see if it's going to be able to, once you get that AAA or a newer game, and you got to get those frames per second going on and everything pumping up.
Like Cyberpunk.
Right. It might play Cyberpunk. They said it might play, but should play on a lower setting. So, I mean, the weight is 1 pound and 47, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1.47 pounds. The size is 11.7 times 4.6. It's 1.9 inches. So that's not bad. It's not bad. And we just gave you the specs so you can know that we're reading it from the actual
developer,
manufacturer
from Valve.
I'm gonna let him go and see what he says about it, what he feel about it, because this is to me, I'll give you my just 2 cents right now. Well, a little less than 2 cents. It's going to push Nintendo to do better. This is right head to head with the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
The new version, the OLED version.
Which is going to drop before this one drops.
Right. It's going head to head, so I think this is going to push innovation. It's going to push Nintendo to stop kind of playing the safe and give us some more power, because to be honest with you, the Nintendo Switch was, behind the PlayStation 4, and it was behind the Xbox.
So with that being said, you bring up a good point that the new Nintendo release in another month or so is going to be the OLED, when everybody was expecting a beefier upgrade of the Nintendo Switch, which would have been the Nintendo Switch Pro. That's the unofficial name. That's why I'm doing air quotes. And instead we got the OLED, which has a couple of little specs on it, but nothing to make the game play any better than it does.
But the problem is, I think, too, that Nintendo ran with supplies. Because, remember, just came out of COVID. So to get everything that they needed to get to Nintendo's Switch Pro up and running, I think they just, to me, personally, I think it was the supply and demand.
So with supply and demand,
supply being down because they couldn't get the demand being up, but they could not get the parts for the Nintendo Pro.
So how do you think the launch of this one's going to go?
The
launch of the Steam Deck, because like you said, parts and demand, I mean, unless you go to the Steam and they got their own factory in the back behind the break room where the employees go back there like 10 minutes a day and crank out some chips. They got to get a supply like everybody else.
I think the problem going to be with the deck, the Steam Deck, is that from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading, is that you're going to get the $399 version first, and then the other two will follow after that. And that's my problem with the Steam Deck. Don't get me wrong; it's a mini PC on the go. You can put your peripheral. If you got the deck, you can put your mouse and keyboard up to it. Take a what is that called right there?
A flat screen TV.
No, it's not.
Monitor.
TV. Monitor, and you can hook it up to it. You can use it as a computer. They even say you can wipe the Steam OS and put Windows on there. So it's a traveling PC.
It's pretty much a laptop.
Right. It's a portable. Get your whole Steam library. The problem I have with this is, first of all, the price of the $399 is dope, but what you're getting with that is some trash.
Okay.
You're only getting 64 gigs, and if you look at a AAA title right now, I know for a fact that you would not be able to get Destiny 2 on there.
How many?
Destiny 2 is like 66 gigs.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 66 gigs. Now they do say you could add a SSD. You could add what is it called? You could add a micro SD slot. You could expand it to 512. But the way that I'm hearing it, and I've tried to look this up, but I'm hearing from other people and other sources that it's not going to be really fast. You can put a game on there, but the transfer rate of getting the game,
because you still have the old processor.
Well, it's not even just that; it's not optimized.
The old graphics. So that's why the one that comes at 512 has a completely different.
It has a faster SSD.
Yeah. So it has a faster SSD.
And the RAM is, I think the RAM is a little bit faster.
So what he's saying is, even though you get the bottom line for the $400 ones, and you can add the SSD to it, which probably run you what, $100-200 maybe.
It depends on what type of SSD, and it depends on how fast.
Let's say you already got one.
60.
Let's say you already got one for your birthday. Or
not a 512. Most people are going to have at least a 128 or 64 gig.
Hey, this is my hypothetical scenario. So you got a 512. You got a 512 SSD. You got it for your bar mitzvah that your Aunt Deborah gave you because she didn't know what to get you. So you got a 512 SSD, right?
Okay.
And you put it into the base version of this. So even though you have the space to have the game, you don't have the fastest processing power.
So basically,
to make the game move at a good rate that you can work.
Basically, the game is gonna stutter. It's not gonna play smooth. We'll put it like that, smooth.
Okay.
We didn't get one to test, and our channel is too small to get one to test. But from what I'm reading, it's not going to run smooth. That's not even my major problem. Is that they're giving you slower. They're giving you EM. I think they're giving you EM instead of giving you. I think they're giving you EM storage on the instead of giving you SSD, they give you EMM storage, which is not that fast. So not only did they give you less gigabytes,
less space,
they're giving you a slow internal hard drive.
Yeah. So basically, it's set to operate. It's not optimized to operate at the higher levels. Is where it is right now is made to operate off of maybe a lower level AA or maybe a smaller AAA game. But you're not going to get a bunch of games on there because of the space in itself. So now, that's one thing you covered. So another thing you mentioned is the deck that goes to it, which you can port over to your keyboard and your mouses and things like that, and even put on your monitor or your TV. So of course you know that the other, I would say the direct competitor would be the Nintendo Switch OLED that's coming out, comparable to it. Now, screen-wise, 7.5 versus the Steam Deck 7-inch.
Right.
Not a big deal, not a deal breaker, nothing like that. But one thing you brought up that's pretty specific. Stop looking up gerbil porn.
So go ahead.
Hey, when you look it up, you talk about how when you're gaming with a system, how the Steam Deck weighs 1.5 pounds. And then your average, and then the
The Nintendo is going to probably range. I think it's going to range at 0.77 pounds.
Yeah, so it's not even a full pound. So just the wear and tear of operating it like that in your car, and he was thinking that, it may be wear and tear on just the weight alone.
Right.
I think it would make a big difference because if you guys remember, Oldie but Goodie.
Yep. That's how big the Steam Deck is going to be about. Probably a little longer than that, but
it's going to be 11 inches.
It's going to be about that.
So just that portable Wii U that came out, was made obsolete by the Switch.
It might be bigger as far as longer, but it's going to be about that size.
Yeah.
With a lot less bezel.
Yeah, if we can find a clip for you, we may throw a little clip on there so you can see it.
Right.
And it's I mean, at glance, it seemed like it would be the exact same mode or operation of it. Lower tech, of course.
Right.
But size-wise and design-wise, this is pretty much what you're looking at.
Now, this is the thing where I was talking about, because I want to make sure I had it right, is it comes with, the 64 gig version comes with the eMMC storage, which is not fast as the SSD. So right there, you're getting slower storage. Slower SSD speed, not the storage, but the slower slower hard drive, if you want to say a hard drive.
Okay.
So right then and there, I'm not liking that. My thing is too is that you're not going to be able to get the Steam mid grade and high tier until probably next year, because the low tier is supposed to come out in December. And for what I'm saying,
no, they taking pre-orders.
No, they're supposed to come out. They said the low tier is supposed to come out December.
Okay.
I think they're trying to get that out at least by Christmas, but it's going to be sold out. The problem is, this is my problem. My problem is, to me, they should have started off 128 gigs.
Okay.
It should have been 128, because 2 AAA games, right now, we looked at some AAA games.
It was about 60-something gigs.
60-something gigs. You got some old, now if you talk about 3 to 4 years, 5 years old, yeah, you'll get those on there. But when you talk about like like Zero Dawn Horizon, Forbidden West. You're talking about even Witcher. You're talking about those type of games. Those take up a lot of space. And then you're talking about, okay, we're gonna put some of those games on the on your SD card, which is not gonna be fast, so it might stutter. So to me, it's a good price point of $399. And everybody, because right now everybody's coming out of the pandemic, everybody's trying to get back on the feet. The mid grade and the elite tier grade is not coming out until next year. So everybody's gonna be forced to buy the low tier.
And I think because of scalpers, you're going to have...
if they get their hands on it.
It's going to be a PS5 situation all over again by the end of the year if they start in December. So let's jump to some more facts about it, okay? Let's jump into the fact that that there's not going to be any game cards to put into the unit, so all your storage is going to be important because you can only download your Steam games into the actual deck. So, taking for instance the other handheld units, you go back to Vita, PSP, jumping into the Switch Lite, things of that nature. Because the actual games are on the little cards, most of the storage is on the actual card, so the game doesn't have to retain all of that. It retains the setup for it. And
and then if you have to download, you have to use them. But you have to realize this too, that the SD cards that's in the Switch is optimized. So the games play, if you have to put a game on that SD card, it still plays at a fast pace. It still comes off at a fast pace, so you don't see no skipping.
It's made to play the games that go into it. Now, because Steam covers a vast library, that's going to be and space is going to become an issue very quick with the low base model.
Now, I'm not telling you don't buy it. I'm just saying
we're just giving you a poor man, the blue collar thoughts.
Right, $399 for 64. When my phone, even though my phone will cost $399, comes with at least a minimum of 128. Give it 128.
Yeah.
Because at least you can get maybe two AAA games on there, and if you put another 28, because really you said 512. Most people have either 128 or 64 gigs of SSDs. Remember, and that's what we most time have laying around. Mm-hmm. So even if you do that, you gotta realize the games you put on there is not gonna run as fast as what's natively on that thing. This is my other point.
That PC,
right? And this is the other point. Now it's a portable PC. Fine, I'm down for the portableness, but at 1.5 pounds, just say that, it's heavier than the Switch. So that means the portability. How long are you gonna be able to sit up there in the car?
Yeah.
In the if you're on the train, you can set it up, the kickstand and all that. But again, then hold on, just get it.
It doesn't come with a kickstand.
No kickstand. Okay. So now this kick this too. Now I can take my things off. My what is it called? My Joy-Cons off.
Oh, the Joy-Cons, yeah.
Put them on this little piece right here, because I have my Switch upstairs. This little piece right here, which is not that heavy. I can put it in a bag. So now I got my controller. I'm playing it just like boom, boom, boom. With the Steam Deck, you gotta bring a whole new. You gotta bring one of these with you. Give me that. It's right there. That.
Oh, the controller.
That controller.
Yeah.
Now hold on now. Oh, and he dropped my controller.
Yep. Because his cord is stuck into the thing.
Yep.
There you go.
So, sorry guys. Then once you see that, I'm gonna have to edit that out or keep it in. Now this is what you have to bring with you if you bought the stand so you can play, because it has Bluetooth. Right here. Now look at this. This is heavier than this. Even with the Joy-Cons in here for that. Which one?
This is heavier.
Right. Now watch this now. Hold on.
Now there are thinner.
Yeah, they are. Hold on.
Why do you have all this set up before we started?
Because I forgot that I had this down here. So forgive me. So here we go. This is poor man. See, this is poor man. Here we go. These are old Joy-Cons that right here. Now you're on. Now which one weighs what? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So now, this is where the Nintendo Switch, to me, has decades of trial and error.
True.
And they have decades of R&D to go into it. You get what I'm saying?
Now, with me, I don't think it's a problem because I stayed on this controller on I mean, let's just talk Mass Effect alone.
Yeah, you're right.
I probably held this. I had to plug this controller probably 2 times in one day, rocking on it, and it didn't bother my hands at all.
No, but
because these are ergonomically built, so it doesn't create a lot of problems. But when if you are in a situation where you can't have that controller,
right,
and you just have your actual deck, will you get tired of that stance? Now, this is not a Steam Deck.
And then you have realized
this
only has the screen that has some processor power, but most of it is in the base.
The base.
But now you take some of that base weight, put it into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
yeah. And so what Nintendo did was they pretty much took that platform, and took these off, made them Joy-Cons, gave you a separate screen, and created the Switch.
There you go. So my thing is, I think the weight is going to be a problem. I think the weight it's going to be.
It's a pound. I had a burrito the other day, weighed 3 pounds.
Yeah, but how long can you hold a burrito up?
It didn't last long,
right? So my thing is the weight, the storage, and my other thing is too. This is me and him debated this prior to coming on. Is that when you start getting to the price of $650, even at $530, you add $200 more with that. You have
a gaming.
A budget,
or you can go mid-range too if you catch a good sale or good deal, or out of box,
or 2 year, or maybe a year, or 2 year.
You can get an entire
laptop,
gaming laptop,
Even if it's a budget, you're looking at $650. I add $200 more, save up $200 more, and I can get me a decent budget gaming laptop. Let me see that one right there. Just unplug it. Now, I understand this is not portable, but we have to realize, I mean, laptops are portable, but you can get something like this for the price that you're going to pay for the
high end.
For the high end. And then you're talking about this coming with more storage, and you can play more games with it. Better processor. So, again, that's my problem, is that I think the budget model should have had 128. They should have gave it 128 gigabytes. And this is my thing too. Me and him talked about this too. You're trying to get, that's going to be a low budget entry into computer games. For some people who don't play Steam, this is, y'all might be like, you're lying. No, this is his first gaming laptop, and this is his first time ever having a Steam account. And how long you been gaming?
I've been gaming since Atari 2200.
So let me ask a question. So this is your first, 3 months into PC gaming, right?
Yeah.
So now, understandable. This $400 entry, $399 entry budget into computer gaming. You got the whole Steam library, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 128. I already said that. Another thing they should have did: you buy the game, you get 2 free AAA titles. Why not? That means now I get the game, and I get something to play right from the jump.
Well,
you get what I'm saying?
So as you upgrade the package that you get, the 530 mid-range package, that's 256. Yeah, 256 gigabytes. That comes with a case and a Steam starter package thing. Now we don't know exactly what's in that package, but I'm thinking it's going to be avatar type things of that nature. I don't think. Now, Steam does have free games and things of that nature, but there's no games riding on the actual Steam Deck to make you be like, no, I'm going to get the Steam Deck because that game, I would like to get that game. Now, this could change in the next couple of months because we're talking out to December, so they could sweeten the pot a little bit because they know that people are going to compare the performance and the space and everything to what's already existing.
Right.
Now, the catch-all for the Nintendo Switch and the whole Nintendo Switch lines is it's Nintendo. You're not going to have a full library like Steam because it's going to specify games for Nintendo and a few cross-platform things like NBA, MLB, soccer, the FIFA, and then Madden and things of that nature, as to where the Steam one, portability of it, gives you your whole Steam library. Now, there's an issue for space may come into line depending on which one you get. But that all plays a factor into it. If you get the highest model of it, which is going to be the 512 gigabytes of storage, you're going to get a carrying case. You're going to get a special Steam purchase package,
Yep.
and you're going to get the non-reflective screen.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not saying those are not good items, but to me they suck. They suck. I'd rather for you give me free games. Look, all three of them, at least the mid tier, and the high tier should at least have the reflector anti-glare screen on. First of all, all three of them should have the pouch. I think the first one does come with the pouch.
Yeah, it comes with a pouch, but it doesn't have the Steam.
But I don't care about the junk that comes with it. I don't care about the little Memos. I don't care about that.
You don't want your avatar to
No,
have
I
special
care. I don't care about
screens?
on the 512 one. You get a special keyboard, virtual keyboard. Don't care about that. Give me some games. If I'm spending $650 on this, plus tax, you're talking about almost $700 with the tax. You better give me 4 AAA games.
Now,
I'm just being honest. If I'm paying $530 for a portable computer and I can put $200 more and get a budget gaming line, you better put four brand new games in there. I'm sorry. This is poor man's.
Now, 4 brand new games that would eat up all the storage. So, now,